Hola, hola, my Libra lovers. How are you? It's MJ from Ultra Love TV. Happy to be here with you. My face is a little shiny because I've just been moisturizing. You guys know that I tend to make my own blends, so I'll create different moisturizers with sweet almond oil as the base, and I sort of broadcast in the online yoga retreat that 5 liter sweet almond oil has basically, it's for 20 quid, and that lasted me a whole year of face and body moisturizing blend. So that's fantastic. So I've just ordered a new one, which was exciting because I had about a week or two of not having any oil, so I was using other stuff. And then I've purchased some more essential oils so that I can create some more therapeutic blends, basically. So that's there you go. If you want to learn more about that, which is part of our zero waste course, I have 4 online courses called Be the Change, including the Zenful Zero Waste, the Alta Vegan Love, Spirituality Simplified, and Unplug for Freedom, really based on my own spiritual awakening and transformational journey. So I don't watch mainstream TV. I haven't done for almost 10 years. I haven't eaten meat for almost 25 years. I've been vegan for over 10. And this whole spiritual awakening process, I had in a very profound perspective shift almost 20 years ago. And now I've published a book and have this online platform to share the journey with you guys, because we are now in a very potent awakening phase of our collective humanity. So it's quite exciting. It's also like those of us on the other side of the spiritual awakening stuff could testify that it's intense and it's confusing and it's discombobulating, and there's a lot of deep emotional trauma that can rise to the surface. So our meditation, our yoga, our music, hala John Beanie, our music, it's all part, our, tapping that, the divine creative flow is so much a part of getting through this awakening, and ultimately tapping our higher consciousness as a human potential so that we can create a better world for everybody. So that's a little bit of a blurb about Alta Love and what I do, and what this amazing community is all about, which is unconditional love and self-respect and healing and all that jazz. So this is a reading for the Libras. I have a lot of I have a Libra stellium, so I have a lot of Libra energy in my chart, and I actually, some of my most like benevolent and amazing client relationships have been with Libras as well. So thank you, Libras. You guys are really important. I mean, we're all important. Like every sign, we all have a little sweet spot for every sign. Possibly a not so sweet spot as well for different signs, depending on our experiences. At the same time, I truly believe that we're all here to teach one another. And it can require, it sometimes requires a lot of inner healing to get to that place of grace and love and compassion and forgiveness for like everything and everyone that we ever encountered in our lives. And then get to this kind of clean slate where we can just vision a better life for ourselves, regardless of people, places, or things, ultimately. So, hot love. This reading is for Libra. It is always my intention to offer you divine guidance and loving clarity. This is an intuitive reading. That means it might not look like a traditional tarot. It's every layer of how I read the cards is intuitive. That's where the clarity of your guys's resonance here is very obvious. You either resonate or you don't. And if you do resonate, it's more than likely it would be fab to have you in the live share crew and to be booking readings if that is something that you enjoy, for clarity and all that kind of stuff. I love your songs, John, and your general fairy king energy as well. It's just so beautiful. Or elf and fairy energies for sure, I reckon. John Beanie makes music and vlogs every day, sharing his experience also, and just being in that creative flow. So mega thanks, John. All right, so let's see what's in these cards for the Libra. There's an energy here of good luck. and feeling good about who you are, feeling good about your emotional stand, where you sit emotionally. And it's a very empowered card. Um, there is an energy here of really owning your power to move toward the 10 of cups, because interestingly we have the magician 10 of cups. So this energy is actually heightened for me in as far as, for some of you, this is really starting to step into your power, and thus very easily shining light on areas, people, places, and things in your vortex, in your environment, that are not in alignment with you anymore. So it's like this energy of very grounded awareness and seeing through the veils very clearly, seeing through distortion, seeing through deception. You're really ramping up to, it's like your ability to hold space is that much greater. And so your seeing through any bull is a piece for you getting to that 10 of cups. Like not being distracted by other people's stuff, essentially, not being distracted by other people's uh, creative fields, right? And if you are empathic, which many people are in this community, it's likely that's part of the base tone. I call it the default setting patterning for a lot of us as empaths, is to just very quickly start focusing our attention on other. And yet if they're not in the upright, or if people aren't even that emotionally aware, that's not in harmony with a higher base tone, right? So it's like you're really seeing through it. Now, the structure, like the main storyline of the reading, has to do with healing heartache and once again being open to receive information, messages, and positive messages, mentally stimulating messages, passionate messages, which lead you to a feeling of success after having overcome a lot of emotional grief. Right? Because it's, oh, was he amazing? This is fucking radical. So really what we have here is like you are now moving in. This is the month of June. So Libra, this reading is like you moving into really a brand new phase, or it's like a rebirth. Like so you're it's almost like you've done this full cycle and now you're graduating into this feeling of like youthful excitement, and or you're attracting more of this kind of like, hey, let's do this, or mom, this sort of playful. Page is young. Page is like the messenger, like they go here, they'll go there, like, they don't have all this weight and all this burden on them, like maybe you might imagine an emperor or king to have the kind of responsibility of their power, and that's not the pages. The pages are just like, they go to send a message. And so whether you're attracting more of that vital essence into your reality, or you are becoming that through your own inner messages, through your own, especially if this is resonating and you've been through, um there's a part of me, because we again address emotional patterns in our personal lives when we're endeavoring transformation. This feels to me like this has possibly been, again, like that you've been hurt more than once, that you fell in love and then got rejected more than once, that you've been abandoned more than once. And so there's a bit of a like, huh? No, why should I bother? And yet these cards are in the reverse, and that what I intuit with these messages, that when again, especially depending on the reading, that when the heart, say if the heart card, this card, if this is upright, it's like now, heart pain, bleh. And yet if it's a reverse, it feels to me like we're getting over it. And then especially because we wrap it up with the 5 of cups, which again, in the upright, we are mourning, we're grieving these losses, right, in the here now. And yet it's the reverse. And then it is in the reverse coming into this energy. So these energies being in reverse with these energies being upright. So messengers, messages, uh, new energy, a sense of youth, a sense of excitement, whether it's people coming in or you're just feeling inspired. This is leading you to this feeling of success. Now then, because this 5 of cups is over on this side, what I'm sensing is that we're still going to be writing out some of the, I call them the phantom memories, or the phantom um wounding. So it might still be that as you're riding into this new energy of great success, that every once in a while you get triggered and you're like, oh, fuck, man, I've been through so much, or whatever it might be. However, what is so affirming and just gorgeous about this reading is the fact that we have this Nine of Cups. So it's like, regardless of how much you've been through, really grab hold of that lighter energy. And it doesn't matter what it looks like on the outside, Libra. If you're feeling successful, ride that steed. Like, if you're feeling good about yourself, just let yourself feel good about yourself in that moment. And then ride the waves of the grief that you've endured or the pain that you've transformed. Give yourself some credit for how far you've come. Those of you endeavoring this journey in earnest, look, you're lucky. You deserve a break. Because, like I said, there might be a bit of stuff to continue to sift in the contrast, but you're headed right in toward that 10 of Cups, because that's there too, under the Magician reverse, right? So you're still sniffing out your bullshit and the bullshit of other, but like ultimately you're in your power. You're riding on a successful energetic wave, and you're in a very good place emotionally speaking. So that is bloody brilliant, Libra. I'm just going to pull some Osho cards. I want to look into some spiritual advice from the Osho deck for Libra. Any clarifying energy? Oh, yes, baby. Right, yes, that energy is healed. That's the childhood trauma card. I usually see this as the trauma we inherit as children. And that's in the reverse over there. So we're coming away from that. Just like this energy is being healed, or is healed, because straight up we have the integration card. This is telling me that's why this is coming to, because you're becoming a whole being, essentially. You've done enough of the emotional work that you're coming into greater wholeness. Which I imagine, if it's resonating with you, you're feeling this. You're beginning to feel this greater integrity, a greater wholeness, a greater awareness, which this has come up in a few of our sessions and or conversations, where it's like, no longer as a community can we live in denial of our darkness. So integration requires us to really, people call it the shadow work. You've done the work. You've done the shadow work. You've done the emotional integration, right? Hey, Alex, nice to see you here. So this is really good. Again, you've evolved. You've been through a lot. Now then, there's a little bit of a sense of like, and again, it's always intuitive. I never know when it's coming out. But this energy, I have two cards that have come up, and there's a polarity to them. And again, for those of you who really resonate with that sense of like empathic generosity and almost overgiving to the point of like not honoring and self-respecting your personal needs, this is a message where be very, very aware of people's agendas, because it looks as though for some of you in this benevolent, in this sense of success, in this sense of feeling really effing good about like everything you've done, regardless of what anything looks like outside, you could be coming into some abundance, because we have this juicy card. I effing love this card, the Zorba. Like, I often, like, when I'm just like chilling, I imagine this energy of just being like a sexalicious, badass, hot love vibrashe, like just floating in your own little rainbow creative world. Like, holla, this is such a juicy card. And interesting, right? Because this card comes before it. And it's not natural for empaths to be like, people are greedy or out to get us. And yet I'm very aware for you, Libra, those of you who are super sensitive, keep it to yourself. As in, and like, this is something I often am working on within myself, is like, your money is your business. It's not nobody else's business. You don't have to tell anybody. If you won the lottery, you don't have to tell a soul. Just because sometimes there's people that might not have the best intentions. So it's best for you to just manifest for yourself and, pick and choose whatevs. And I think this is really important for the empath community as well. Like, your world is your business, your world is your business, not nobody else's. And anybody who makes you try to feel like bad or guilt trip or shameful for like, why don't you tell me or blah blah, no. Like, as in, see how they're walking away? You can walk away too. You can walk away from that miser energy. This is a very deceptive, greedy, manipulative energy that they don't want to share this. You do. You're an open vessel wanting to give it all away. So be mindful of that energy, possibly within yourself, but this, for this community, this feels more about energies that you've been dealing with possibly for most of your life, that you're feeling enough is enough. I'm tired of trying to make people like this feel good about themselves when I'm not yet here. So when you get here, just remember it's still only your responsibility to continue to grow and prosper, and it's for yourself. It's not your duty to be helping these people who already have more than enough and who don't want to share and don't want to give and don't want to tear down their walls. That's part of spiritual awakening and transformation and living in a fifth dimensional construct. Your heart is open. You're very, very aware. This heart ain't open. This is a closed brick house. So imagine trying to give and or receive between a brick wall. This energy, I can almost feel that they know too. They know. Whoever this is in your reality, if this is a person who has perpetually made you feel bad or has guilted you into giving them money for this, that, or the other, I feel very strongly that this person is starting to realize that you have sussed the game. And they're like, well, fuck who? Like, shit, I'm not going to be able to steal from you no more. That's right. Booyakasha, because I don't need it, right? This guy, he don't need this guy for validation. Possibly there was a time when we looked up to these people. Oh, well, you have all the gold, therefore you must know the truth, or you must actually give a shit about all this beauty. No, because they're not prospering, they're not vital. They're trapped. These people are trapped in their own prison, and that is becoming so evident. These two energies, this is new paradigm, this is old paradigm. Let's steal and be sneaky from each other versus let's just be open, creative, divine vessels of true abundance, love, and rainbow creativity. Like holla holla. Hey, vision of truth, how are you? So yeah, abundance, you've got some abundance and support coming in there, Libra. I want to choose one more card from our the return of spirit, and we'll just see the final bit of loving guidance for my Libras, my lovely, lovely Libras. This is this card, I feel like I can intuit it. Sometimes I read from this deck because it's a new deck for me, and I do think the messages in the book are super powerful as well. This is just kind of, I feel, more affirmation, confirmation for this integration, and or for some of you, it might start to be that you're tapping into your galactic origin or your like Stargate, and or what you're coming into is an awareness of your starseed origins. The starseed, these are things that I indeed like to noodle with, and in my own personal journey, it was probably like certainly after 2012, and then just building momentum, unlocking our kind of star codes or stargates, and then within that we begin to have an awareness of our cosmic origins, our cosmic travels. So we begin to unlock the memory bank of our existences beyond this earthly realm, which then of course helps us to integrate this idea of being a multidimensional being, choosing a finite experience in the here now on earth. So and depending on where we are on our journey, the starseed stuff can just have a greater expansive resonance and relevance to your own journey. Yay, you're welcome for the Virgo read, Vision of Truth. Holla. I'm really flowing intuitively as I continue to work here. And so it's just always really a joy, a true joy to be meeting here and sharing in this way. So thank you for the thank yous, and really thank you for being here. And I'm not sure. I'll endeavor to do a few more reads today, possibly. I have a few private bookings to do, and otherwise, mega mega love. So Libra, if some of you I think will be really aware of the fact that you're a star seed. For some of you, it might be like a new thing, like what's star seed, and that has come up recently. More even long-standing clients are sort of going, "What does this mean? What is this term?" Blah blah. So again, I think a lot of us here are very aware of it. And if you're not, and you're like, "What the heck is she talking about?" Feel free to just ask. So, like, what is starseed? Yeah, because that was a new that awareness certainly was very brought to me in about 2014, working with healers and um, I suppose you could say humans working on different levels, and then but it landed, and then no doubt as that information landed in my awareness, my world expanded and took on this whole new thing. So I think for some of you, possibly integrating this information could be very useful for you on your journey as well. So have a great and wonderful month of June, my Libras. Again, you can check the links below for any information or kind of joining this community or booking a reading or coaching. Otherwise, have a beauty day. Have a wonderful month of June, and I'm super looking forward to seeing you in July. It's going to be a really exciting month. So take care of yourselves, Libra, and really continue to empower your emotional freedom and your financial freedom as well. I love you guys. Peace out. Take care.